Welcome to Narc Abuse No More, where we're here to help educate you about narcissistic abuse because your feelings do matter. Hi, and welcome to another podcast of Narc Abuse No More with your host, Doctor and Evangelist, K.O. Rich. Thanks for tuning in today. Today is Wednesday. Yes, it is Wednesday, June the 14th of 2023. I pray that you've had a blessed, stress-free, narcissistic-free, abuse-free week so far, and that the remainder of this week will continue to be so as well. But if not, we're going to be talking about a few things today. Again, my name is Dr. K.O. Rich with Narc Abuse No More, where we're here to help you admit what you feel in order to heal from the effects of narcissistic abuse, because your feelings do matter. Yes, they do. But before we go on with today's podcast, I would like to invite you to visit us on our website at www.narcabusenomore.org. Again, that website address is www.narcabusenomore.org. And on our website, you'll find valuable information regarding narcissism, relationships, and if you have missed any of these podcasts, all you have to do is go directly to our website and listen to us from there. And just to let you know, we are on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Central, and that is on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, Google Play, iTunes, Castbox, and Deezer. We're also on Amazon, Audible, Rumble, Brighteon, and the Tube. That's right, we're on YouTube. So you have a variety of platforms to listen to us from. But if all else fails, all you have to do again is go directly to our website at www.narcabusenomore.org and listen to us from there. Also, just to let you know, for those who are listening to us via SoundCloud, we're on the free version of SoundCloud, so you may not see all the episodes uploaded on there on the SoundCloud version. However, I would suggest, in addition to SoundCloud, to subscribe to either our YouTube channel, Rumble channel, or some of the other platforms that you may have heard me mention on this podcast, in order for you to be able to have the latest in what we have posted. All right, what are we talking about today? We are talking about signs that unforgiveness is eating you alive and what to do about it. Because one of the things that's so important, is to be able to forgive. When you're on this journey to recovery, there's no way to completely recover unless you forgive the person who has hurt you. And that is not an easy task. It's not an easy task. You know, some people might say, oh, just get over it. Oh, you know, just put it behind you and everything. And it's not easy to just get over it, okay, or just put it behind you. And it takes time. It takes steps. And so therefore, today I want to talk to you about if you are experiencing some things that may be a sign that you have not completely forgiven this person. You may not even think about that. You may not have even given it any thought to, well, you know, what might be holding me back in life. It could be that dealing with unforgiveness. And so we're going to talk about that right now. One of the things that I want to say first and foremost is, just because you forgive someone doesn't mean that you are endorsing what they did. Okay, because sometimes people say, well, I'm not going to forgive because that's giving them a license to continue to do what they're doing, or giving them the okay that what they did was fine. No, that's not true. That's not true. But this forgiveness, thinking about forgiveness, means that you're releasing the other person of what they did, not saying that it's okay, but you're releasing them to say, you know what, I have to release you so that I can be free to move forward. And as Christians, we know that God tells us that, he mandates that we forgive so that he forgives us, because he forgives us on a daily basis of our sins. And so we must forgive others. But the thing is with God is that we're not to take the grace and the mercy that he gives us for granted. And that's when it comes to other people. You don't allow people to use you or abuse you just because you have forgiven them. But it's saying that, you know what, I'm going to release this individual so that I can thrive. How many of you know that you can't climb Mount Everest if you holding on to a bunch of weights? And next week we will begin the Weight of Weight series that I was talking to you about when it comes to the book that I'm releasing, The Weight of Weight. All right, so 14 signs that unforgiveness is eating you alive. And we're going to talk about some of these signs. And as always, I love to give you a website where you can get this information. www.spirituallivingforbusypeople.com, www.spirituallivingforbusypeople.com, and also www.themayoclinic.org, www.themayoclinic.org. And when I was doing my research, I just wanted to give you a combination of different things that I believe that will help you on your road to recovery. And again, part of that recovery, part of that healing experience is being able to forgive. So number one, if you notice that you're having bursts of anger, sometimes people, when they haven't forgiven someone, they have the anger building up like a steam engine, and then it blows the roof off the top. So therefore they are experiencing all this anger and they haven't released it. And so therefore it keeps building and building and building. So if you are having bursts of anger, whether it's at that person that you're upset with or at another individual, then guess what? You that is a sign that you have not forgiven that person. And one of the things that is so important to know about forgiveness is you have to choose to forgive that individual. That means I have to choose to. It's not something that just happens. It's something you're saying that I'm going to be deliberate in forgiving this individual. But one of the signs that you have not been able to do that is you having bursts of anger. Number two, you are maybe impulsive, or you're nitpicking, petty at different things. So you're angry at this person, and anything that the person does is wrong in your book. They cannot do anything that's good enough because you're always finding something that may be wrong with it. It may be a sign that you have not truly forgiven this person. You may be still harboring some resentment, a grudge, or some anger against this individual. So anything that they do will never be good enough in your eyes because you're harboring that bitterness. Number three, you're desperate to make them understand how you feel. And again, there's nothing wrong with having someone understand you. We all want people to understand us, but the thing is that you all the time you will not be able to make a person understand you. So if you're constantly needling them to understand you and how you feel, and when you're dealing with narcissists, they don't understand and they don't have empathy and they don't put themselves in other people's shoes. And so therefore is when you're trying to make them understand something, is really a waste of time. So if you're feeling like I gotta make them get it or whatever, well, guess what? That might be a sign that you have not truly forgiven them, because you're so dogmatic about trying to have them understand your feelings, when you're dealing with a narcissist, it just won't normally happen with a narcissist, because a narcissist is not about anybody else but themselves. Number four, you are compulsive. You have a compulsive behavior. And so therefore you may have this negativity when it comes to checking other people's social media pages. You may be making unnecessary purchases. You may be self-sabotaging yourself. You're doing some compulsive things such as maybe being promiscuous to try to get back at the other individual. You may be comfort eating, which is causing you to gain weight. So you're doing compulsive things that may be out of character for you, or it might be feeding into a negative area of your life that you really don't want to be at a stage that you do not want to be at. So you definitely have to be careful when you're dealing with this type of behavior. Number 6, you're unable to reframe your experiences. What does that mean? This is saying that I'm not able to think about what took place and move on in a positive way. You are not able to say, you know what, this was a learning experience and I'm just going to move forward. You might keep replaying the memories in your mind, whether they were the negative or the positive. But then even if they're positive, you're trying to make that person go back to a place where it was happy when it wasn't. And therefore, it's nothing but negativity that's going to be the outcome of that experience. So basically, you haven't learned to let go, which means that you are maybe possibly still holding on to forgiveness. Number 6, you're not owning your feelings, and so you find yourself blaming the other individual because you're not able to get over it. Now, this is not to say don't credit them with what they did, but at the same time, you have to take ownership of your own feelings for us being able to heal. The other person cannot heal you. You have to be the one to say, you know what, I have to do what I need to do in order to make sure that I'm able to heal and move forward. Number 7, you're sick. You might find yourself being sick a lot. One thing that unforgiveness does is it causes stress, anxiety, high blood pressure. It's a lot of different things that comes with it. And so therefore you have found that you are sick, and your body lets you know, hey, I'm not feeling well. And many people that have high blood pressure and different ailments, sometimes it's due to them being in the unforgiveness, a state of unforgiveness. So this also has negative a negative aspect when it comes to your physical health. Another thing is you keep a list of the offenses you're not able to let go. So therefore you're keeping and reminding yourself, okay, they did this, they did that. You can pull something back from 1965 that person did to you. And so you're keeping a list of offenses. And one thing when I have read, and I've read numerous times in the book of First Corinthians chapter 13, one of the things about love is it keeps no record of wrong. All right. So when you're dealing with forgiveness, that means that I'm not keeping any record of wrong. It doesn't mean that you're saying, okay, this person is going to continue, or you allow them to continue to abuse you or do things to hurt you. What it's saying is that, when I'm truly working on forgiveness, I have to let those offenses go that person has done to me. Number 9, you hate yourself. You hate yourself. You may be stuck in an unforgiveness state where you're shamed, you're self-sabotaging yourself, you're blaming yourself. You have a toxic thought process when it comes to you, who you are as an individual, and that's because you have maybe not only not forgiven the other individual, but you have not forgiven yourself. Number 10, you replay the scene over and over and over again in your mind. Whatever this person has done to you, you keep replaying it for weeks, days, months, years, and it keeps replaying in your mind as if it just happened. And so you have that is a sign that I have not been healed from this. I have not forgiven this individual. I have not let go of the pain and the hurt. I'm still experiencing this. And that is a sign that you are still dealing with unforgiveness. Number 11, you talk about them. You may, this is not saying that you have to act as if nothing happened or you can't talk to someone, but you are constantly talking about this individual to maybe their friends, their family, your friends, loved ones, and different ones, because you're intending to harm them. You want to cause them as much pain as they caused you. And in Proverbs chapter 18 verse 21, it reads, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits." And so when you're constantly talking about this individual that has hurt you, what it is becoming a cancer on the inside of you, where you might think you're damaging that other person, is actually damaging you. You're cutting your own roots off, or your own roots, and keeping yourself from being able to thrive while you're trying to harm this other individual. Another thing, number 12, is sometimes people, when they are in a state of unforgiveness, they may have this righteous aspect of them, or they might feel entitled, and so therefore they feel like they've done no wrong, or and I'm not talking about someone who keeps hurting you or who has continuously hurt you or whatever, but I'm talking about if someone does something to you and you say, you know what, you have this righteous this righteousness about you that's in the negative sense, not that you're being righteous as it becomes or as it pertains to the fear of the Lord for us honoring and reverencing God, but you feel as if that you have not done anything wrong as well. And so therefore, and then the thing is, even if the other person has done you wrong, you still, and those of us who are Christians know what I'm talking about, we still have to forgive. Again, it doesn't mean that you allow that person to hurt you or continue to hurt you. But what it does mean is that I am not going to continue to bring those things up in my life. I have to free that individual so that I can be the best that God has for me to be. Number 13, you exercise poor judgment. Again, you can be self-sabotaging. You could be doing risky behavior. You can be engaging in an unhealthy lifestyle. You can be just doing things that is not conducive to having a good relationship even with others, because you're in the state of unforgiveness. So you're exercising poor judgment in various areas of your life. Number 14, you refuse to get help. There's times when you may need to get help, whether it's talking to a therapist or a trusted loved one, friend, maybe again some counseling or a pastoral counselor or whatever case may be, but you refuse to get help because you're wanting to hold on to this. Sometimes unforgiveness can become part of what you're choosing as your identity. Well, I've been hurt, scorned, wounded, and all this, and this is who you have put as part of your resume, instead of allowing instead of allowing yourself to heal, you are allowing this to destroy you. And you do not want unforgiveness to destroy you, because if you allow it to destroy you, then you will never get the healing that you need. So we're gonna talk about some of the benefits of forgiving someone and how it can help you to be able to thrive. And we'll do this after we come back.
Your face is beaming. You say it's 'cause you're dreaming of how good it's going to be. You say you've been around, and now you finally found everything you wanted and needed in me. I don't have the heart to hurt you. It's the last thing I wanna do, but I don't have the heart to love you. Not the way you want me to. Inside I'm dying to see you crying. How can I make you understand? I care about you, so much about you, baby. I'm trying to say this as gently as I can, 'cause I don't have the heart to hurt you. It's the last thing I wanna do, but I don't have the heart to love you. Not the way you want me to. You're so trusting and hoping that love will start, but I don't have the heart. Oh no, I don't have the heart. I don't have the heart to hurt you. It's the last thing I wanna do, but I don't have the heart to love you. Not the way that you want me to. I don't have the heart. Baby, I don't have the heart.
I Don't Have the Heart, and that is by James Ingram. I don't have the heart. All right, so we're still talking about forgiveness and unforgiveness and how to know if you have unforgiveness, and then if so, what to do about it. And again, unforgiveness will destroy you if you allow it to. It would definitely destroy you. And you don't want, excuse me, you do not want to be in a state of unforgiveness, because so many people are, and it is tearing them apart. Many people are holding things in their heart against others. And so when you're holding something in your heart against others, then you will not be able to thrive the way that you would want to thrive. And so today I want to just take a moment to give you what are some of the benefits of forgiveness. And you might say, well, I don't see any benefit of forgiveness because this person has done these things to me, and I don't want to give them the ability to be at peace. But the thing is, you're not going to be at peace if you don't forgive. And so one thing that forgiveness will do when you decide I'm going to forgive is you'll be able to have healthy relationships with others. Sometimes you can sabotage your own relationships just because you're not willing to forgive that one individual that did something to you. So you take it into the next relationships, and then you wind up actually sabotaging that relationship because you're bringing anger and resentment due to what someone else did to you. This is also what happens with relationships when it comes to men and women. For example, this woman might go into this relationship with this new person, but she's bringing in baggage from maybe the baby daddy did her wrong, or these men in her life did her wrong. So then when she meet this good man, she cannot appreciate or value what he is coming in with, because she's automatically going to assume that he's going to do her the same way as all the others did to her, and because she have not let go of and forgiven the ones that hurt her. Another thing, it helps to improve your mental health. Okay, if you are unforgiving of someone, guess what? You're going to be constantly thinking about it. You're going to be constantly angry, bitter, having anxiety. You might even have sleepless nights because you're thinking about the things that this person did or that person did. This is why it's so important to let it go. Again, forgiveness does not mean that you're weak. Forgiveness does not mean that you're given a green light to continue the abuse or whatever was done. What it's saying is that for my own sanity, for my own peace of mind, so that I can be de-stressed, so that I would not have anxiety or hostility, I have to let it go. Another thing is people that are unforgiving, sometimes they have depression. Why? Because they're sad about the event that took place, and so they keep reminiscing over it. It's a movie marathon that's running in their head, and they have not learned to let it go. You will be much happier when you forgive. Again, you don't have to allow anyone to continue to abuse you. That's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is saying that, you know what, this person did what they did, but I'm not going to keep holding it in my heart. I'm going to just release them and let them go. It will help to lower your blood pressure and give you a stronger immune system. Okay, if you are upset all the time, you're mad all the time, you're bitter, you're angry, you're grudging all the time, guess what? It can affect your whole overall health. Okay, your blood pressure. You might start getting ailments that you never had before because of the stress that it takes to hold on to unforgiveness. It takes work to hold on to unforgiveness in your heart. It is work. It is your body pays for it, your mind pays for it, and your spirit pays for it. Basically, your relationship with God pays for it. You will find that the benefits of forgiveness is you even increase your self-esteem when you have let go of that individual, what they did to you, even the negative things they said about you or whatever. Then you can begin to start having positive affirmations in your life, being able to believe in yourself, being able to value those who value you in life. You will be more of a happier individual, a peaceful individual, a pleasant individual when you let go of the bitterness. And again, why is it easy to hold on to a grudge? Because you want that person to you want that person to know that you weren't happy with what they did to you. You weren't pleased with what they did to you. You want you feel like, well, they hurt me and I have the right to be angry and I have the right to be bitter. But the thing is that in your right, holding on to your rights, or you also understanding that you have the right to be happy, the right to be free, the right to move forward in your life. That's also a right. But you can't have those rights if you're holding on to negativity when it comes to not forgiving the individual. Again, I want to say that forgiveness does not mean that you allow the person to continue the behavior, you go back into that relationship that when that person was abusing you or anything. It does not give them the green light to continue, but you're saying, you know what, I have to do this for me. We're going to take another quick break and we'll be back in just a moment.
From a distance, the world looks blue and green, and the snow-capped mountains white. From a distance, the ocean meets the stream, and the eagle takes to flight. From a distance, there is harmony, and it echoes through the land. It's the voice of hope, it's the voice of peace, it's the voice of every man. From a distance, we all have enough, and no one is in need. And there are no governments, no bombs, and no disease, no hungry mouths to feed. From a distance, we are instruments marching in a common plan, playing songs of hope, playing songs of peace. They're the songs of every man. God is watching us. God is watching us. God is watching us from a distance. From a distance, you look like my friend, even though we are at war. From a distance, I just cannot comprehend what all this fighting is for. From a distance, there is harmony, and it echoes through the land.
from a distance, and that is Bette Miller. So we've been talking about the benefits of forgiveness. And again, when you forgive, it doesn't mean that you are allowing or you're saying that it's okay with what the person did to you. But it is saying that, you know what, I am going to love myself enough to free the other person. It's a commitment to that you say to yourself, first to God and then to yourself, to say, you know what, God, I need your help. I can't do this alone. See, we have to ask God to help us despite whatever it is that we are going through, whatever it is we have gone through. God is the only one that can free us. Forgiveness is intentional. It's purposeful. It's saying that, you know what, I have to intentionally be committed to forgiving that individual or those people who hurt me in my life. So you do that by recognizing the value of forgiveness and how it can improve your life. And we discuss benefits of forgiveness, where it benefits you and most importantly, your relationship with God. How many times have we wanted God to do things in our lives, but then we find ourselves stagnant, and it could be that we have not forgiven the person who hurt us. Another thing is we have to identify what needs healing. What is it in your life that needs healing? Is it that this person talked about you? Is it that this person cheated on you? Is it that this person hit you? Is it that this person sexually abused you? What is it that you need to forgive? Again, let me repeat that forgiveness does not give an okay for what was done. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But what it does do, it frees you. It frees you. See, whatever that person did, they're going to have to answer to God about it. And believe me, when the Bible says that vengeance is the Lord's, it's His to give. And so don't think that, oh, because I forgive them, I'm letting them get by. No, you're not. But God sees all. One thing you can do is join a support group or see a counselor. If you're saying, you know what, I'm having so much trouble with forgiving and I just don't know where to start. I don't know how to do it. First, talk to God and then talk to a counselor. Join a support group, other people who can help you on your road to recovery, which means that you're also on the road to forgiveness. I'm not saying that this is something that can happen overnight, but one step at a time. Acknowledge your emotions about what was done to you. If you just try to put it up under the rug and say, I'm not going to deal with it, no, face the fact that I am angry. I am not happy about what was done. I don't like that this person hurt me. I don't like what was done. I feel this way or that way, whatever it is. Acknowledge what was done. Say what was done. Acknowledge how you feel about what was done, because your feelings do matter. They do matter. Choose to forgive who's offended you. And it takes time when you're choosing, but it has to be a choice. It's not going to be by happenstance. You have to choose to say, you know what? I'm going to move forward. I'm going to let go. And when you're saying that I'm going to move forward, it doesn't mean that you do not have to do anything for its work. It means that you have to let go. Let me just say this. You are wonderful in God's eyes. You are wonderful in God's eyes. And He loves you with an everlasting love. Therefore, love yourself, love God, and you will be a blessing and be able to love others. And it first starts with forgiveness. All right, we are up out of here. I pray today's podcast has been a blessing to you and that you will know your feelings. They do matter. This is Dr. and Evangelist K.O. Rich with Narc Abuse No More, helping you to admit what you feel in order to heal from the effects of narcissistic abuse. Until next time.